Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Before the world even knew light, the divine word was written, preserved beyond time, beyond human reach. And then, in one blessed night of Ramadan, the heavens opened. The Quran, the final revelation, descended from the divine tablet to the lowest heaven, not as a single story, but as a living guidance, revealed over 23 years, shaping hearts, civilizations, and destinies. This is not just history, it's the story of how the word of Allah came to earth, how revelation became light and light became life. Welcome to Islamic Truth Revealed. In this episode 3, we uncover the sending of the Quran, the miracle of its descent, and the wisdom behind its divine rhythm. The revealed verses of the Quran were completely preserved and safeguarded by the Prophet himself and by his companions. The Prophet used to memorize the revealed verses by heart and then recite them to his companions, who also memorized them. The Prophet sometimes recited the verses along with the angels' recitation. Seeing the Prophet's haste in memorizing the verses, Allah revealed guidance in the Quran, advising him not to rush. The Quran says, "Move not your tongue with the Quran in haste to learn it. Undoubtedly, it is upon us to preserve it and to recite it." 75:16-17. During his lifetime, the Prophet made a unique and unprecedented arrangement for memorizing the Quran, ensuring that there was no risk of altering, omitting, or adding any word of the revealed verses. In his time, he did two things. First, he made a strong system for writing down the verses. Second, he encouraged his companions to memorize the Quran. The Prophet explained the importance of memorizing the Quran. In many of his sayings, he emphasized reading, teaching, and memorizing the Quran, and gave glad tidings regarding it. Several traditions of the Prophet about the importance of reciting, teaching, and memorizing the Quran are narrated. In Musnad Ahmad, Bukhari, Abu Dawud, Tirmidhi, Ibn Majah, and An-Nasai, the Prophet's most famous saying is recorded: "He who learns the Quran and teaches it to others is the best among you." In Musnad Ahmad, Tirmidhi, and Ibn Majah, a tradition narrated by Hazrat Ali, IRA, states, "The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, whoever learns the Quran, recites it, and accepts what is lawful and unlawful within it, Allah Almighty will admit him into paradise for this practice, and will accept his intercession for 10 of his family members, upon whom hell had been destined." Ibn Munda narrates through Jabir bin Abdullah that the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "When a preserver of the Quran dies, Allah commands the earth not to consume his flesh. The earth replies, 'My Lord, how can I consume his flesh when your words are preserved within his heart?'" Ahwalul Mauta wal Qubur by Suyuti. In Dailami and Kanzul Umal, a narration from Hazrat Ali, RRB, reports that the Prophet said, "Teach your children 3 things: the love of the Prophet, the love of the Prophet's family, and the recitation of the Quran. For indeed, the preservers of the Quran will be under Allah's gracious shade, along with the Prophets and the righteous, on the day when there will be no shade except His." The Prophet emphasized that after memorizing the Quran, it must be preserved properly. Those who forget it after memorizing have been warned and condemned. In Muslim and An-Nasai, a narration from Hazrat Abu Masud, RA, states that the Prophet said, "The one who recites and knows the Quran the most should lead the prayer." In another narration, the Prophet said, "The person who has no portion of the Quran in his heart is like a deserted house." One can imagine, in light of these traditions, how many companions of the Prophet desired to memorize the Quran. A large number of companions had memorized the Quran by heart. And thus, the story continues. Join us in the next episode as we uncover more timeless lessons from the light of the Quran. Until we meet again, may peace, mercy, and blessings be upon you. Allah Hafiz.